thought that Virginia Tech was extremely well prepared to play against who we are as a basketball team now. Obviously, we went on our West Coast swing, and I thought we got outplayed, but more than anything else, I thought we didn't display the toughness that we've been accustomed to displaying here at Florida State in our basketball program. And I thought that Virginia Tech were much more aggressive and much more physical. And I don't think we met their physicality, even though we made those runs in the second half. It was energy, and we got deflections and steals. Came down and made some baskets and made it respectable there for a while. But whenever you dig a hole for yourself that deep, that it's challenging to get back to overcome it. We definitely need a mind shift. We give these guys the same information that we've been giving guys for a long, long time. We're not getting the same response. I mean, I might give them a little bit of wiggle room because we've been accustomed to having juniors and seniors that were freshmen and sophomores in our program, and you're not thinking, you operate more on instincts, but this is a new version of college athletics on basically all sports, especially basketball. I mean, when you have 10 new guys, they're trying to figure it out, so how long does it take for things to become instinctive? How long does it take? But that's not an excuse, but you say, well, there's nothing wrong with giving tremendous effort and aggressiveness regardless of how inexperienced you might be. I think you're seeing that from Alir, Christian, AJ when he's healthy, Daquan, Stosh. Those guys are giving good effort, but they're out there thinking that they're not at the point where they're playing instinctively, but they are giving you good effort. It's been very seldom that we've had to count on that many new players in the system all at one time in order for us to be effective. Tonight, I just thought that the toughness, we didn't come with the aggressive toughness that we've been accustomed to. And I also think that after watching us play on the West Coast, I just think that Virginia Tech thought that they used the same formula that they saw those teams use by being more physical, and I don't think we responded appropriately. And that you have to give Virginia Tech a lot of credit for that.
Was it simply the physicality that took Malik out of the game, or did they do things in addition to being physical?
Well, they trapped him a couple of times, but that's a mindset that when people start being aggressive with you, you have to be aggressive yourself. But that's a pattern that's happened the last 3 games, where because he's been so successful in our program, but we have to find a way to flip the switch. I remember in 2012 when we lost to Princeton and we lost to Harvard, we were booed off the court. And if I remember correctly, we might have lost at Auburn too. I think that the same year we lost to Clemson badly, but we flipped it and won the championship. I hope this team is mature, but we did have a bunch of veterans that had been through the league that were great leaders, gave us a lot of leadership in the locker room. So now we have guys who have not even been in the ACC. This is their first go around, and we got to find a way to accelerate that learning curve if we're going to finish the season and have some opportunities at the end of the season.
Was that at both ends of the floor?
Yes. Yeah. I think on the offensive end, when you play against a team that utilizes the pack line defensive philosophy, where they pack it in, they don't come outside the 3. And you have to pass the ball, you have to cut, you have to move the ball fast. They create a decision. You got to set a lot of screens, and you got to roll to the rim. You can't catch the ball and wait and make a decision. You got to make a decision in 0.5 seconds. And if you either shoot it, pass it, or driving. And I think we're getting better at that, but not to the level that I think is going to be effective to win games. Defensively, I thought the second half we got out in the passing lane. We were much more aggressive than we were in the first half. Rebounding wise, I don't know how many offensive rebounds they got, but they got too many, especially on the free throw line. When we had cut the lead, and now I think they missed the free throw, made one, missed one, got the back, and I think we fouled. And the next time, I think it was back to back, and they shot a three. So all of a sudden now, what we had cut it down to, was extended again. I think we really got to work on trying to see can we get that mojo back. I mean, we had just played, I thought, really good games against Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh, and I expected us to do more of the same going on the road, but somehow or another we lost that aggressive mentality, and we got to find a way to get it back. Now, that's the only good thing. We've shown signs that from time to time that we really have that toughness and aggressiveness. How it's been elusive the last 3 games. I guess if I had that knowledge, I'd probably be sitting on the 30th floor counting my money. but that's not the case. We basketball coaches, we got to figure out how to bring this team back to that mental state of mind where we're playing with that junkyard dog defense, and that we're playing with a lot more confidence on the offensive end.
Was Taylor okay?
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't want to speak out of turn, but similar to the bump that we had a while back with one of our kids, I think Jason, I believe, but it has some of the signs of being a concussion. I don't know. I won't know until the doctors let me know, but obviously we're losing the 2 kids that we lost the last couple of games. Glad to have Chandler back, but I don't want to be down 2 more players going into this game on the road.
Looked like Malik late in the game on the bench just like had a towel over his head. Is he under the weather at all, or just frustrated?
Yeah, he was to his defense a little bit. He was fighting the cold. No question about that. Say he had a headache. That's what he told me during that period. Yeah. And he kind of fought through it. He and Jameer both have been having cold symptoms this week. And physically, I don't think he was at his best.
I'm not trying to have you make an excuse, but the West Coast trip, how difficult is it for teams to readjust on a
There's no question that you have to make some adjustments. I just don't want to use that as an excuse. I mean, it was some challenges that we had to go through, no doubt about that. But everyone's going to go through it, so that's just what it is. And but I don't think that had anything to do with us how we played. That was some things that was different. But I just thought that those teams were a little more in sync. They were a little more together. And I don't know if they had guys coming back or had more experienced players. I don't know what the situation was. I just thought that they both had a similar mindset that allowed the game to be a little more important to them than I thought our players displayed that it was to us. And plus, it's who you are, and whatever challenge you have as a team, you got to figure out how to overcome them. I mean, and I think what happens is we have this mindset that maybe we don't know enough about them to give them the proper respect. But in the ACC, it doesn't matter who you play. It doesn't matter. Anybody's capable of beating you if you don't come with your A game. It's always been that way. Now, we're not as familiar with those West Coast teams, but they play basketball too. I don't think there's anybody in the ACC that you can take lightly.
Boston College coming off that heartbreaker last weekend in Chapel Hill. They got the week off. Obviously, tough one tonight. How do you regroup, head on the road, and play a pesky Eagles?
Well, obviously we don't have a choice. We've been doing this for a long time now. So we gonna do our part, but we need to buy in, you know, by everybody, players, coaches, everybody gotta be on the same page. And that we in a position now where we don't have any more giveaways. You know, we gotta go earn the games now, because we have not been consistent enough, you know, where we have earned the right to be respected. So we gotta go to work, and let's see what happens this coming week. Any other question? Anything else? All right, thank you very much, fellas.